What's up, you guys? If you want to know how I went from this to this, stay tuned. Okay, so full disclaimer, before we even get started, y'all, I am not a professional, okay? Do this at your own risk. All right, so I'm starting with these Sally Hansen wax strips. I have my tweezers, have me a little spoolie brush, got me a razor, and some scissors, okay? And some eyebrow gel. This is not required, but I just like to use it. So the first thing I want to do is use some of the eyebrow gel to just kind of shape my eyebrows how I want them to look. This is me and the spoolie, we're best friends during this, okay? Especially if you're doing this yourself, you really need to make sure like your hairs are in the places that they want to be, that you want them to be. And if you have thick eyebrows like myself and curly, like you see they really be having a mind of their own. They do what they want to do, but you got to check them, okay? Put them in their place. And you do that with the gel. Gel help put them in their place. As you can see, here I am with my eyebrows all brushed up. And the first thing I'm going to do is take my scissors and just go trimming at the top of my eyebrows. Now, you do want to be careful not to do it in a straight line, because you don't want to accidentally like dip too low and then it's like you have a dip in your eyebrow. If you have a pair of scissors, kind of more like cuticle scissors, the small ones, those might work a little bit better. And I've used those before and they will cut your hair. Those are a better alternative if you're not comfortable with using these regular size scissors. So as you can see, like I said, I'm kind of just cutting off the excess at the top. And you do need to use your spoolie. I use my spoolie frequently. Like you can always see me pulling it out and using it to brush my eyebrows. Now I avoid cutting over the arch I just don't like to cut too much on my arch because I don't want to mess it up. This is just what I like to do just on my end. I'm not a professional. Again, after I'm done cutting, I usually just use my spoolie and kind of smooth out the top of it. So if you don't feel too comfortable cutting, when you smooth it out, it kind of will cover up any imperfections that you might have had if you just so happen to cut too low or cut somewhere you wasn't supposed to cut. And throughout the video, you'll see me, sometimes you have to like brush them out of place to brush them into place, if that makes sense. Like sometimes they really just be doing their own thing, especially if they're like thick and curly. Like you can see mine, they like curl up. It can be hard to deal with, but brush them out of place and then brush them back into place. So before I use the wax, I'm going to use some alcohol, just wiping around my eyebrows, make sure I don't have too much oil or anything that will prevent the wax from sticking. And again, brush them eyebrows. I'm telling y'all, brush them eyebrows. So I'm using these wax strips. I have an older video on these wax strips. This is kind of like an update. So you're gonna just put the wax strip on your eye and do like outline your brow shape on it, as you can see me doing. You can see it on the strip. I know it's hard to see it on here, but you can kind of see the outline on the strip. And that's just basically what I follow to cut. It's not too precise, but it's okay because it works out when you take it off. After I cut it, I always line it up under my eyebrow just to make sure that it's the right shape. And then you're going to separate the two pieces and you have two wax strips, one for each eyebrow. So when you cut the wax strips, you'll have two different pieces. So just make sure that you're putting the right side piece on your eyebrow. So once I line up that arch, I'm going to go ahead and lay the rest of the wax strip down. One thing you do want to do is kind of make sure that your eyelids are not caught up in the wax, because, you know, just in general, we don't want to stretch out our eyelids. Once you got that covered, just rip that thing off. Now, it's been a minute since I waxed my eyebrows. I felt this one now. I felt it. But it wasn't too terrible. So here you guys can see the hair that I took off. And just gonna smooth it out again, period. Looking better already. And do the same thing with the other brow. Line it up on the arch and then go ahead and smooth the rest of it down. And you kind of can play with it a little bit. Like, it doesn't immediately stick, so you can kind of play with a little bit if you accidentally grab too much hair or if you didn't grab enough. Again, make sure you ain't got that eyelid. You don't want to pull on that. You got to exhale when you pull off, okay? That's the key. So now we have this other piece that we cut, because we cut that piece in half, right? So now I'm gonna cut this piece in half because I like to use all the wax. I don't like to make no waste. So now we got two pieces. I'm gonna use the piece that I cut from my eyebrow, that next piece up. We're gonna put that on top of your eyebrow. Now, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I just like to do this to make it an even cleaner look, but the choice is all yours, truly. So again, line it up at the arch and then line up the rest of your hair. And as you can see, I kind of played with a little bit just to make sure that I had the wax in the right place. It's always better to go higher if you're not sure, so that you can just go back and pluck underneath if you didn't get close enough, because you don't want to wax away too much and then you like, dang, what did I do? So once I'm done waxing, I'm just gonna go through and tweeze any hairs that I missed or anything that I feel needs to go, got to go. So now I'm gonna use this last piece of wax strip. I cut this piece in half as well, and this is what I'm gonna use to clean up that little unibrow area. Now, I took one side in too far. Y'all gonna see it. I mean, it's not terrible. It's okay, but again, it's like a, what is it? Occupational hazard. This is a risk that you have to be willing to take. So I'm not even mad about it. It turned out okay, but I just did a little bit too far over on this. Oh, well, y'all left on your left eyebrow. Not terrible, but it's just, I can give it a little bit extra forehead. So once I finish completely, the kit comes with an oil that you can use, which is going to help you remove any excess wax and get rid of that stickiness, that sticky residue that's going to be left on your eyebrow. Dang, I did too much. It's giving too much. It's giving too much. It's okay. It's cool. It's cool. It's okay. And once you're done, you can always go back through with your razor and clean up on top or any areas that you feel like were missed. Or if you're just not comfortable with using tweezers, just go ahead with your razor, girl. I feel you, because sometimes the plucking be hurting. So again, like I said, sometimes you got to brush the eyebrows out of place to brush them back in place. Sometimes it's just something you got to do. If you got thick eyebrows or they curly, if you know, you know. Like, you know. You be having to work with them. They be having to work with you. I'm actually considering eyebrow lamination, because I heard that's like a perm for your eyebrows. I don't know, y'all may see that coming from me soon, because I'm kind of interested. So here are the final results, you guys. I'm very much pleased, okay? Y'all know where we came from. Y'all saw where we came from. Now look where we at now, okay? So if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.